So these are strange times, 2022. A lot of people want to know, what's the best side hustle this year? Well, are you looking for a way to make more money quickly? Or are you just wanting to quit your 9-to-5 job? Seems like everybody wants to leave their job where they trade hours for dollars. Or maybe you're just simply looking for a better way to make money on the side. Well, doesn't matter what you're looking for a side hustle, and 2022 has lots of them. Well, let's talk about the best side hustle of the year. I'm actually going to give you two of them because I couldn't decide which one was the best. And it's really going to be based on your situation, your time, and the money you have available. So stick with me. Let's talk about the best side hustles of 2022. I'm Chris Naugle, and I'm here to teach you how to become your own bank. So the first thing to look at with a side hustle is they're pretty easy, especially nowadays. You got technology, you got the internet, you got all the social media sites. Getting your name out there to get customers can actually be a pretty darn easy thing if you commit to it. But a side hustle really has to be focused on a couple things. Number one, what are you good at? Because whatever you're good at, whatever your superpower is, you're the only one that knows that. Now what we need to do is figure out what that little superpower you have is and how can that be used to go out and solve some of these problems. So the second thing we want to talk about is a solution. What we got to come up with for you is a solution that solves somebody else's problem. Now, 2022 has created all sorts of problems because, I don't mean to hit some of you kind of below the belt, but it's created an awful lot of lazy people. The government printed $5.1 trillion, handed it out like candy out of a candy jar, and then people quit their jobs and they didn't want to go back. Maybe they were just sick of the rat race, which I can respect, because trading hours for dollars is just a terrible thing because your time is priceless. But what it's done is it's left a huge void in every industry that there is out there. There is a lot of need for people that actually want to show up and work. So that creates a massive opportunity. Now, I'm not saying go out and get a job. We're actually trying to get you around that, right? But here's one thing that has suffered greatly. Because there's a lack of employees, because there's a lack of people that want to actually go to work, and even the ones that do, they're not fully committed because who knows what they're doing, but I'd like to believe they're thinking about creating their side hustle. But what has that hit? That hit the next thing we're going to talk about, which I think is one thing you need to focus on. Customer service. You know, when we talk about customer service, I want you to think about all the different things you've done in the last couple of years that required or needed customer service. I don't care if it's airlines or hotels or rental car places or restaurants. How's your service been? Because in my experience, unless you go to the Ritz, it's been absolutely awful. Matter of fact, I would almost say, is customer service dead? Do people even care about customer service anymore? Because I grew up in a time when customer service was everything. The experience that people gave you at a business was everything. And folks, that's customer service. But today, it's all about efficiency. It's all about time. It's all about fixing the problem as quickly as we can. And you know what stepped in to take place of the people that don't want to show up to work? Computers, answering services, VAs. People that will take your call that you usually can't even understand. No disrespect, but hey, if you live in America, you probably should speak the language. Same thing if you live somewhere else, speak the language. Customer service is not what it used to be. So now let's focus on your side hustle. All you need to do is make customer service great again. And you'll make a ton of money. No pun intended. So the side hustle that you're going to do is going to revolve around two different things, which is where we're going to determine the best two side hustles based on two different people. Person number one has a lot of time. Person number two has got a little bit of cash and a little bit of time. So let's start with one, because it's an industry that I know and it's an industry you can make a ton of money in. It's going to require somebody that's got a little bit of time and a little bit of money. I like to call this bird dogging. Any of you ever seen a video, or maybe you've even done it, where you're hunting for ducks? Obviously I don't, I'm vegetarian, but maybe you have. You hunt for ducks, you got your dog with you. You shoot the duck, it falls in the water, the dog jumps in, happy as hell, because it just wants to solve your problem because you ain't getting in that cold water. And the dog, happy, runs back, drops the duck, sits there, with that wagging tail. I've seen the videos. Pretty cool. So bird dogging works for the dog getting the bird, but it also works in real estate. because I know a lot of really successful real estate investors. They've made a ton of money in real estate. You know what their number one problem has resulted into today? They don't have any time left. So when you don't have time left, you don't have time to go out and do the things you did in the beginning, which was go out and find the good deal, cultivate the deals, locate the good deals. Because money that you make in real estate is made from one thing, and it's the purchase. The buy is where you make money, not the sale. A lot of people think, oh, you make all your money when you sell the property. No, that's just when you get the money. The money's made on the buy. If you don't buy it at the right price, you're not going to make any money. So what does a bird dogger do? Well, just like that dog that jumped in and went and got the bird, you're going to go out and find the property for the real estate investor that's got all the money, and they will pay you handsomely to go fetch the properties and do the legwork. Because again, there's only 24 hours in the day, and there's so few of those hours that we have to trade. The busier people get, the deeper in their business they get, the more problems they're trying to solve, the less time they have to do the one most important thing is locate the deal. So you want to make a ton of money and you got a little bit of cash? Learn wholesaling. Learn how to locate deals. Learn how to negotiate the deals. And then take the contract to the big real estate investors and they will pay you, I can call it a bird dogging fee or a wholesale fee by today's standards. And how much could that be? On the low side, back in my day when I was doing this, it was $500. And that was just for bringing a deal to the person. I didn't have to do anything. I just, hey, I identified a deal. Here it is. Can I have my bird dog fee? But it's evolved now because people have gotten smart. And now you can actually lock the property up with a contract, put $100 down, or if you're smart enough with creative financing, put nothing down. Bring that contract, which gives you the right to buy that property, to a big investor, maybe even a hedge fund, and say, hey, look what I found. Kind of like the dog. You're wagging your tail. Look what I found. It's a good one. It's a good one. I did good. I did good. How much are you going to pay me? And that can go from $5,000 and gosh, I've seen it north of 6 digits. So imagine that. You spend your time in 2022 going out and locating just one deal, but let's say it's a really good deal that you spend a lot of time and energy to build and find and cultivate. You take that deal to a hedge fund and they pay you $60,000. That's one deal, and that's a whole year's salary for most people that work. How's that for a side hustle? So now let's move on to the second best side hustle in 2022. Now, a lot of you spend time on social media, right? Which takes time. And you've watched videos that have gone viral and you've watched videos that were good but got 0 views. So if you've got time, maybe you have gotten pretty decent at coming up with ideas. Maybe you've even written some of your own scripts for videos, and maybe you even know how to edit these videos. Well, you know what? That's your side hustle. Go out there and find people that have businesses that are flourishing. But you want to look for people around my age. I'm 45. Go north of 45, because us folks, we didn't grow up in the world where computers were with us from the time we stopped sucking our thumb straight through. We didn't have computers. They were the good old days where we actually played outside, football, soccer, snowboarding, skateboarding. We didn't even have phones. The phone to us was that thing on the wall that you take off, and the best phone you could ever get was the one with the longest curled up cord, because that meant you could make it all the way to your bedroom and the parents couldn't hear your conversation. Now, I know you don't understand that if you're younger, but that's what I understand. But you know what you understand? Something I need. You understand technology. You understand videos. You understand the new wave of how information is received. See, back in my day, I used dictionaries. When we needed something, we'd go to the newspaper. We'd read from magazines. That doesn't happen today. Today, you just go to TikTok. In TikTok, you watch a little 30 to 60 minute video and it teaches you how to literally rebuild the V8 engine in your car. I'm just kidding, but you get the drift. There's a video for just about everything on TikTok. I might not know how to create that video in 60 seconds, but you do. So you propose a thing to me where you can solve my problem. Hey, I can show you how to take what you do in your business and I can show you how to blow up on TikTok, make these videos, and some of them might even go viral, which will produce a whole bunch of money for you because I'll show you what to do after the video. We'll drive that traffic to a funnel, which I'll create for you. And then that funnel will then book a call with you and you can then close business and do what you do. Problem solved. You literally just solved my problem, which is I don't have time or the knowledge or the technical capacity to do what you know how to do. And for that, you can charge a bunch of money. How much? I don't know. I've seen it as much as $5,000 a month or even north of that if you're super good. But don't try to be everything to everybody. If you're gonna have a side hustle, be the specialist. The riches are in the niches. So become the specialist. If you're good at TikTok, just do TikTok. Leave Facebook to somebody else. Leave YouTube to the guys that do my YouTube videos. You focus on what you're super good at and get so good that nobody can do it better, and you'll make a ton of money. So I just gave you 2 of what I think are the best side hustles for 2022. Now what you need to do is go out there and solve the problem. Customer service would be the one that I would start with. So go out there and solve the customer service problem by making customer service great again. If you liked this video, you're going to want to check this one out. Predicting the future of real estate. What's next? You're looking for the 2023 side hustle? That video will show you that. I'm Chris Naugle, and I'm here to teach you how to become your own bank. We'll see you next time.